Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
The athletes has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching, Summit City Sports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that, is just here, man. It's really cool.
Developed for athletes of all sports, PSM's Edge training program is a personalized, high-intensity experience designed to help you outperform the competition. Whether you're looking to enhance your speed, strength, power, agility, or overall fitness, our expert training staff will build a program that adapts to your schedule while maximizing your overall performance. Now accepting athletes 12 years old and up. Get started today. Schedule your free evaluation at psmsports.com/edge.
I started playing football when I was 4 years old in the Cub Football League at Leo. My freshman year of high school, I really started to notice that there was something different about how I played compared to what some other people were playing like. So then I started to develop more. I started to see the results, and then being able to go to Iowa was a big opportunity for me. Being able to train here with PSM has really given me an edge over my competitors. Working on my speed, that's the name of the game nowadays, is who's the fastest guy on the field. Being able to put my body in different positions to allow me to be in the best position during the game. It's so important to not take those days off and just get into a place like PSM where they have flexible hours, and it's good for college athletes to come in and just train.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays. And while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions, together we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.
At PSM Sports Therapy, recovery is more than getting you back to your sport. It's about building a stronger version of you. Our team of experts uses state-of-the-art technology to build personalized care plans that get you healthy and back in action safely. With no physician order needed, contact us directly to receive top-quality care exactly when you need it. Call 260-266-4007. Visit one of our Fort Wayne locations or go to psmsports.com to learn more.
Let her cook, let me cook. Never gave it, I ain't never gave no. Fell out with them, we ain't never make it no. Back for everything I ever lost, I'm on the mission. We turned the whole house into a booth, we in the kitchen. Let her cook. Big low come through frying. Hey, let her cook. Okay. Too much cake out bow. Oh God. Let her cook. All this sauce I'm trying.
The future is what you make it, so make it matter. At the University of St. Francis, we'll help you build a purposeful life, one based on your interests, goals, and desire to make the world a better place. Learning is personal here. You'll be known by name, supported by experts, and connected to professional opportunities. Our Catholic values will inspire you to use your education for the greater good by serving and leading others. Remember, the future is what you make it. Build a life of meaning and purpose at St. Francis. You belong here.
Tired of waiting for a doctor's referral to start physical therapy? At Indiana Physical Therapy, you don't need a prescription. You have the power to choose where you go for expert care. Our experienced therapists will help you get back to doing what you love. With over 19 locations, getting the care you need has never been easier. Take the first step towards a healthier, more active lifestyle. Visit IndianaPT.com to schedule your appointment today.
Indiana Physical Therapy, where people go to get better.
Here, every athlete is one of one. Every day is an opportunity to improve, to become faster, stronger, healthier. That's our commitment. With elite training and expert care, we transform athletes by pushing through challenges and sharing every victory. PSN, you've got goals. We help you get there. Learn more at psmsports.com.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Central Noble High School here in Albion, Indiana. This is high school football on SummitCitySports.com. I'm Thad Goff, along with Jake Havlin. Oscar Harrison is running camera upstairs for us, and we've got the Central Noble Cougars taking on the Garrett Railroaders, two teams from the Northeast Corner Conference, although Garrett comes from the big school division and Central Noble comes from the small school division. Now, Garrett started off this season 3-5. This is, of course, the regular season finale. A lot has changed at Garrett. Obviously, Chris DePue stepping down. Chris Alberton takes over. But one thing that has not changed is Garrett still likes to run the football, and they got multiple backs in their backfield who can do so.
Yeah, and this, like you said, having success earlier with the ball, this is a team that is not really familiar with winning. So when this new group of coaches are coming in to kind of rewrite that, I know it's a slow coming into your season. Like you said, they're 3-5, but if you get a win here tonight, you have a good chance to run into your playoff.
Well, Garrett was able to win a regional championship last year against Knox, and then that was right after going on the road to West Noble and winning a sectional title, and then getting to semi-state and losing to Bishop Lures, and that ended up being Chris DePue's final season as the head coach of the Garrett Railroaders. He remains the athletic director there, but is no longer the head coach. Well, the Central Noble Cougars, it's been a tough year so far for them. Their only win coming against Prairie Heights, that was a 35-26 victory. Other than that, they are 1-7. Zach Baber in his third year as head coach. This is a program that has seen some successful seasons in recent years. They're trying to get back to that and build up to the success that the Cougars used to have.
Yeah, and it all starts with the players and how they buy in from the coach's perspective. You see this team hasn't had what they call a successful year in a couple years, and you hope to build in success from the players. This is a relatively young team, so if you show them winning, you can only go up from here.
And I'm told that Trayton Fletcher, the quarterback here at Central Noble, did break the single-season record for passes completed and yards passing this year. 492 yards passing in a single game, 30 completions in a single game as well, those coming this year. So you got good play at the quarterback position from Fletcher, but other than that, it's been a struggle. Now, Garrett, they like to run the ball, and they like to run the ball with a host of different backs. That includes Aiden Reed. He averages 5.6 yards per carry on the season. And you also have Braden Nussbaum. Braden Nussbaum wears number 24, and he averages 4.2 yards per carry, 39 yards per game. You also have Alex Guzman, number 44, the junior. He averages 37 yards per game and 5.8 yards per carry. Garrett, they run the flex bone offense, and one of the difficulties with that offense is you don't necessarily know who's getting the football each carry. So you got to be ready for whoever's going to carry the rock, whether it's Nussbaum or Guzman or Reed, whoever it might be, or even the quarterback, Wyatt Hefty.
Yeah, and if you're looking at Garrett's offense, you see that their leading touchdown scorer is a junior. So if you look at that, you have a lot of talent coming up, but you also have a lot leaving. So this team has a lot to prove tonight and then week one in the playoffs.
Well, it looks like Central Noble's getting ready to run through the banner. I say they're getting ready. They're not out there just yet, but the cheerleaders are getting the banner ready. We'll be back in just a moment to watch them run through that banner. You're watching high school football here on SummitCitySports.com. We are back in over a minute.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcasts. When the Homestead girls golf team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays. And while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions, together we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.
We are waiting for Central Noble to come out, and that looks like the Garrett Railroaders in the white uniforms. They are the road team on your scoreboard tonight, making the trip from Garrett, Indiana, to come here to Albion and take on the Railroaders. So, yeah, that is, or take on the Cougars, rather. That is the Railroaders coming out of the banner, or coming out of the locker room. And right now they're heading towards the banner, so that may be the Garrett cheerleaders. Well, in the meantime, we'll go ahead and get a few words in from our sponsors. Yeah, there go the Railroaders. They're going off to the right to the visitor sideline. The Garrett Railroaders, the visitors from Garrett, Indiana, make their way to Central Noble.
I thought for a second they were going to go through Central Noble's huddle there.
I thought the same thing. I mean, they had that banner set up. That's usually for the home team to run through, but there come the Railroaders, and now here come the Cougars as they emerge from the locker room. Trying to get a quick couple words in from our sponsors first. Big Eyed Fish has been around the Northeast Indiana area for generations. Enjoy the best fish in Fort Wayne in a family-friendly environment at Big Eyed Fish. Tom Steele Tire has been servicing the Fort Wayne area for over 40 years. They'll help you find the perfect tire for your vehicle and other auto repair services. And there are the Central Noble Cougars making their way in front of their home crowd. This is senior night here at Central Noble as the Cougs get ready to run through the banner. And here they come. Here come the Cougars. Zach Bader's Central Noble Cougars looking for their second win of the season. And, of course, we come from the Fort Wayne area, so to speak, and a lot of the fields over there now have artificial turf. Even East Noble here in this same county, they've got artificial turf. Leo, New Haven, they've got artificial turf. Here at Central Noble, it's still a grass field.
Yeah, as we saw that, we could see that one of the Central Noble players got tripped up there, and it wasn't the turf monster. I think it might have just been his own feet tripping him up there, but I'm a grass guy myself over turf, so this is interesting.
Of course, one of the downsides of grass is it tends to take a beating in poor weather, which we don't expect any of that tonight, but as the year goes on, we may get some of that. At Ottenweller Contracting, we invest in our customers by providing peace of mind during the entire process from bid to build. Visit OttenwellerContracting.com to learn more. And Summit Volleyball trains and builds the highest quality volleyball players in the area from ages 5 to 18. Jump on board. Together, we can reach the summit. Today's broadcast is brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. Follow us on Twitter, follow us on X at 260 Sports. Like our Facebook page, Summit City Sports, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. I was talking about volleyball just a second ago. Jake, I believe you'll be at Concordia tomorrow for some high school sectional volleyball, and that's the semifinals followed by the championship, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yep, the first round was last night at Concordia. Great matches last night. We didn't see Concordia play, but we saw Dwenger we saw Angola. Let's see here. I can't even remember all the teams. But
Angola beat East Noble, didn't they?
Yeah, yes, they did. And it was a great match. It went to 5 sets. Angola won the first 2.
Oh, we got the national anthem, so it's time to pause.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcasts. When the Homestead Girls Golf Team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays, and while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions, together we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.
If you want to turn my headsets and volume down, you can. It's a little loud. Which one is that?
Well, we just had the national anthem here in Albion, Indiana. We'll be back in just a moment. You're watching high school football on SummitCitySports.com.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays, and while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions, together we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.
Welcome back. Thad Goff, Jake Havlin here at Central Noble High School. And we do have Oscar Harrison running camera for us tonight. In Albion, Indiana, the Central Noble Cougars taking on the Garrett Railroaders. Central Noble out of the Northeast Corner Conference Small School Division, Garrett out of the Big School Division of the NECC. Garrett, of course, was regional champions a year ago before they went on to semi-state and were defeated by the Bishop Luers Knights, and I believe the Knights went on to win state last year. Knights went on to win state, and the East Noble Knights went to state but did not win.
Right.
So it was a successful season for both those teams, but the Luers Knights coming away with the championship game win as we get closer to the start of this matchup here in Albion, Indiana. See who won the toss here as the officials are doing the coin toss. Central Noble has lost their last 4 in a row, losing 70-13 at the hands of the Eastside Blazers last week. That was on the road. And they look to bounce back here today against the Garrett Railroaders. Garrett was looking to get to 500 last week against Angola. They came close, but Angola ended up winning that game 14-11. Hornets have a chance to get over 500 tonight under head coach Andy Thomas. It was Garrett who won the toss, and they have deferred. So the Railroaders will be kicking off, and Central Noble will be receiving. Two teams will shake hands, and they will go to their respective sides of the field in just a moment. We'll be back in 40 seconds as we get closer to kickoff here on SummitCitySports.com.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays, and while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions, together we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.
Well, the Garrett Railroaders did win the toss, and they have deferred to the second half. For Central Noble, it looks like Zachary Chenoweth is going to be back to receive. He's one of the men deep. I'm trying to get a look at the number for the Railroaders kicker. I think that's number 41, which would be Jaden Conrad. Just about ready to get underway here from Albion, Indiana. The Garrett Railroaders and the Central Noble Cougars. And that is Jaden Conrad, the junior kicker, on to send it away for the Railroaders. They call Garrett the Railroaders, but Central Noble not too far away from a railroad track of their own here in Albion, Indiana, or at least close by. We're underway, meanwhile, and the kick is fielded by Zachary Chenoweth. And Chenoweth is dragged down just short of the 30-yard line, about the 29. That's where Central Noble will start this game. Trayton Fletcher comes out as a starting quarterback. Trayton had a game earlier this year where he threw for 492 yards, which, as I understand, is a single-game record for the Central Noble Cougars.
I feel like that might be a record in a lot of places around here, and that's incredible.
Certainly be the record if you played at Garrett High School. They like to run the ball and run it a lot.
Right.
Pistol formation to start out here for the Cougars. Garrett runs a 4-3 defense, and we've got a whistle already, and already Central Noble wants a timeout.
Let's duck it over. Or maybe a player's hurt, or...
They do have a player walking off the field. That's either 21 or 22. I think it's 21, Damon Duncan, senior running back.
He's been injured.
Been told he's been injured for parts of this season at least, or at least lately coming into this game he has.
That's awesome.
And we're seeing it now. Nolan Fish, the freshman, checks into the game. So it looks like he'll be taking the place of Duncan. Well, that's a freshman getting his opportunity in the final game of the regular season. We'll see how this plays out.
I'm sure they have a lot of players coming back, so building that camaraderie later than never is great.
It is a handoff to Fish, straight up the middle, and Fish knifes his way down near the first down marker. He's very close.
What a great run. Ran downhill. And the O-line just completely destroyed off the line. That was great momentum in the trenches.
Well, how's that for your first carry on senior night?
Hey, can't be better than that.
It does go for a first down. Again, Nolan Fish is a freshman coming in for Damon Duncan. And, Duncan's one of the seniors, so he may have just been in because of senior night.
Right.
And that may have been an injury timeout. I'm seeing on the scoreboard that each team still has 3 timeouts. That pass is caught out along the far side and close to the first down again. The catch is made by Porter Kleberg.
And they're going to get a first down here, and that's 2 first down. Oh, they're going to be just short of the sticks there, but still, that's 19 yards you've gained already in your first 2 plays. And they're almost at the 50-yard line. A couple yards, and they're running downhill, and they get a score.
Could hardly ask for a better start if you're Central Noble. Well, now they've made a little change. It looks like Eli Antunez is in the backfield. To the far side, and that is incomplete. They were trying to hit Connor Fish. Not to be confused with Nolan Fish, although I imagine they are related to each other. And I'm told that they are brothers. Connor would be the older brother. He's a senior. Again, Nolan a freshman, and he did get the carry for a first down on his first play from scrimmage, but the Cougars are going to empty the backfield here. Well, I've got a little guess as to what play they might call here. Trayton Fletcher, the QB.
Or a drop screen play down but the quarterback might just take
Fletcher wants to throw, goes for the quick hitter, and that's complete. And Cooper Fish has the first down, trying to get some more. It will be a first down at the 50-yard line.
And that's exactly what the doctor ordered right there, converting on a third down. And that gets them in just about in Garrett territory. And that's 3 first downs. So this is a great momentum for Central Noble.
So we've got Connor Fish with a third down conversion. We've got Nolan Fish with a 10-yard run on his first carry from scrimmage. But an empty backfield again here for the Cougars. They went with the empty backfield on the last play. They faked the toss sweep right across the middle, and that's complete to Kleberg. And Kleberg is down to the 35-yard line, and the Cougs are on the move.
This is great play calling for the Cougars, taking what the defense is giving you. And that's 3 first downs, so that's 75% of your plays are first down so far.
And they have reset the scoreboard to show that there are 2 timeouts left for Central Noble, so they did call that timeout. That was the signal from the officials. Single back set this time out of the pistol. And it is a 4 wide receiver look. Fletcher to throw, going downfield, has a man down there, and it is incomplete. That was well covered by Alex Guzman.
Yeah, the coverage was there. They had 2 men on him, but, it was right in his breadbasket. The defense made the play.
Looked like they were trying to hit number 22, Nick Freeman. Well, Fletcher's been pretty good in the passing game so far. Right now trying to bounce back and either get a first down here on second down or make this a more manageable third down coming up. We'll see if they go to the ground. Is that Duncan back in the game? Fletcher's going to swing it out. That's complete. And a big hit along the sideline. And check that. That's number 41 and 81, Eli Antunez. It goes as about a 6-yard gain, maybe 5.5. Ball is marked right at the 30-yard line. We'll call it 5. So 3rd and 5 coming up. So they do make it a more manageable third down with that quick hitter. Kleberg and Chenoweth are the receivers on the near side. And a flag comes in. This might be a legal motion as Fish went into his motion maybe a little too early. They called it on Chenoweth, actually. And the Garrett sideline, we can hear him from here, Champ. You can't do that.
They are bright tonight. I'm going to guess it's neon night.
Yeah, they got some fans decked out in neon green T-shirts.
And you can probably see that for a country mile from here. That's some bright action going on for Garrett.
Well, the Cougars had a 3rd and 5. It's now 3rd and 10 as Fish goes in motion. Fletcher to throw, going downfield, and it's picked off. Caden Bush on the return across midfield, and he's tripped up. And that was a touchdown-saving tackle, but Bush with a pick and a change in field position for the Railroaders.
And that was not where you want the pass to go. Middle of the field, there's going to be coverage there. You're on a 3rd and long. Just maybe not the right read there. Maybe not the best play calling right there per se. But let's see how the defense can respond here. Garrett starts in Central Noble territory.
Garrett likes to run the football, and I do believe that's Wyatt Hefty, the sophomore in at quarterback, younger brother of Calder Hefty, who started for Garrett a year ago. Guzman in motion. A little mix-up on the handoff, it looked like, and Aiden Reed is still able to turn that into a positive gain. Looked like he was going down for no gain. He leans it forward for 2. Aiden Reed, Alex Guzman, and Braden Nussbaum come into this game with over 200 yards apiece on the season. It's a flex-bone offense, so there's going to be a lot of guys who touch the rock tonight for Garrett. That's Reed again, taking it straight up the middle, and he picks up about 3, maybe 4. They're going to spot him down at the 42-yard line. So 3rd and manageable coming up. Should be 3rd and maybe 3. Might be 4, actually. But a manageable third down for the Railroaders. We'll call it 3rd and 3 as we're inside 9 minutes to play in quarter number 1. Caden Bush got the interception that set up this drive, but can the Railroaders move the chains? Looks like Josh Hogle is the wide receiver lined up to the near side. Not a lot of passing in the flex bone. You'll see it occasionally. Reed trying to surge forward, and he did not get there.
Great stop for the Cougars there, but it is very close to the stick, so if you're in their territory already, I don't see a problem for going for it. But what will they run here? With the 4th, and they're going to call it about 3. 3 kind of opens up your whole playbook there, especially with the 4th and 3. So 1 man out to your right side.
That's Aiden Reed who's in the backfield.
They
got him to move.
Wow.
That's going to be offsides, or encroachment, I should say, against Central Noble, unless Garrett moved first. The flag came in right when the Cougars jumped. And it is encroachment. Well, that is not what you want to have happen if you're Central Noble. They had such a great drive going, and then it ends with an interception, and now Garrett's drive continues because of a penalty.
And that right there is going to definitely be the difference in the game if it keeps on going Garrett's way. You were able to get off the field with a stop there, but your whole entire line jumped over.
It looked like some early movement. They are going to hand it off the left side. That's number 28, Blake Lewis. And he might have lost yardage on the play. He did. Drop back at the 36-yard line. So 2nd and 11 coming up. And that's Caden Bush in at quarterback, meanwhile. He's yet to throw a pass in this game, and he's going to look to run it here, and he's got room to run. Bush down the sideline, still on his feet. Dragged down out of bounds inside the 10.
What a great play call right there.
Caden Bush, the same guy who got the interception, runs it from his quarterback position for a big gain. We may have a couple of Caden Bush highlights worth showing to you here in just a moment. Garrett's in their huddle. I'll show you the most recent one here. The replay is brought to you by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. We'll have to come out of this. Garrett has just broken their huddle. Aiden Reed remains the back. He's carried the ball 4 times so far. He gets the call, and he's bottled up. The Cougars are all over Reed, and they drop him for a loss.
I was about to say, that's why teams go into Wishbone. You have more guys on the line than the opposing team does, but right there, Central Noble took advantage and hit him way behind the sticks. That was a great defensive stop there. It looked familiar like the other drive they had going before they cost the first down. Let's see if they can keep on backing them up and get them in the field goal range or a 4th down attempt.
That's the Caden Bush run that happened moments ago. Our replay is brought to you by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning, as we'll come out of this replay as the Railroaders have broken huddle. 2 negative run plays for the Railroaders so far on this drive. The handoff is to Guzman, and Guzman walks it in for the touchdown.
That was a great play call right there.
Alex Guzman in for 6 on his first carry. Well, they ran from the left side that time. This time running to the right, as we'll have the extra point here in just a moment. Jaden Conrad on to kick it. It's down, the kick on its way, and it is good. And the Railroaders take a 7-0 lead. Here's another look at the touchdown. The replay brought to you by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. And look at the space he had on the right side.
I think they bought into playing right up the middle, and they didn't count for the motion of that tailback to go on the outside. Great call, great play call for Garrett.
Well, we've got a moment. We'll show you the interception as well. This was Caden Bush, who also played at quarterback for the Railroaders on that last possession. He gets the pick and takes it back across midfield, sets up a short field and ultimately a touchdown, and 2 plays where his number is called lead to that touchdown for the Railroaders, and they're up 7-0, about to kick it away.
The Indiana High School Athletic Association reminds you that high school sports do more than thrill and inspire us. They help prepare today's young athletes to be tomorrow's community leaders. They teach you valuable skills like discipline, dedication, and teamwork. High school sports.
Jaden Conrad to kick it away. I believe Zach Chenoweth is one of the men back for the Cougars. And it's an onside kick. That ball still has to bounce another yard, and it does, and it's picked up. Are you kidding me? Picked up by Conrad right as it went 10 yards.
They waited for him. I mean, it got right in his hands. Wow, that was beautifully executed.
Well, we'll get another look at this. Not only will you see the kick, but you'll also see one of the reasons why Conrad was able to recover. He kicks it. It goes short. Well, maybe you won't get to see it, but yeah, there you saw it at the end. He walled off everybody.
Looked like a young Pat McAfee right there. Shout out for the brand there.
I tell you what, Pat McAfee, he must have played D-line or linebacker in his playing days. He was a punter in the NFL and in college.
He could do it.
And I think a place kicker.
Yeah.
He's a big dude.
I'm pretty sure he has a record for the perfect QBR on a Thanksgiving game.
Guzman goes in motion, and they run it straight up the middle with Connor Fielden. And it's a good run on first down as he takes it across the 45. That's Fielden's first carry of the game. Well, now we're starting to see more of that variety of backs and that variety of ball carriers for Garrett, which makes the flex bone so dangerous.
Yeah, with so much motion going on and so much where it can go, it's hard to pinpoint where you're going to go and where you're going to lead the rush, especially when you're playing up against a team that's might be better than you. They know what they're doing with the ball more against your defense.
Fake the handoff. And it's caught! Josh Hogle reaches out to make the catch. Well, Bush put it out in front of him, but Hogle is able to pull it in. I think that's technically the second pass thrown by Bush in this game so far. Either the second or the first. Bush back to throw, going downfield. Has a man out there. It's caught. Touchdown. Josh Hogle. 2 in a row. And the Railroaders strike again. Caden Bush 2 for 2 on that drive. He had run the ball once, and he'd picked off a pass. He hadn't thrown any until that last play, or that last couple of plays, rather.
Yeah, that was a great vision from the quarterback. You know when you run that formation, if you have the chance to run,
high snap, and Conrad with a line driver through the upright. Well, Caden Bush with 2 good throws. You'll see him on the Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning replay. And also a good catch there by Josh Hogle. And if he doesn't reach out and grab that thing, that's intercepted.
Yes, absolutely. Great placement from the quarterback. 2 great placements from the quarterback in the last 2 throws. That's going to look good at the QBR rating on Monday.
Well, this is some good placement, good downfield throw, and not necessarily a full arm rotation there from Bush, but he's able to get the completion to Hogle.
Right.
That's not quite Danny Warfel-esque. Of course, Warfel would kind of almost cock his arm back like he was about to throw a shot put, but then push the ball forward.
Hey,
back when he played college ball at Florida.
Whatever works for you.
Well, he won a Heisman Trophy and a national championship. Unfortunately, his NFL career, Warfel, I believe, was 2-0 against Peyton Manning.
Oh, no.
But Warfel never never had nearly the success in the NFL that Peyton did.
That is true. But, man, like 2-0 against Peyton Manning, that's...
Well, Jaden Conrad had a successful onside kick the last time around, and he basically had to wall off everybody in red to help himself recover it. 5:03 to go here in quarter number one. This time he kicks it deep. A line drive kick, and it's going to go through the end zone. Touchback. Oh, we might as well take another look at the replay. And again, you won't see what happens on the back end of this, or the front end, rather. You might see what happens on the back end. He fooled everybody. And then Conrad picks it up right at the 50-yard line. That ball traveled exactly the distance it needed to go for Garrett to be allowed to recover. And, of course, you got to make sure that... Now, technically, the opposition can touch the ball before it goes 10 yards, but if they bobble it, then the ball becomes live as Fletcher looks to throw to the sideline, and it's complete. And on the run after the catch is Antunes, and still on his feet, he takes it out across the 45. Eli Antunes with the catch, and we've got less than 5 minutes to go. Well, Fletcher's been able to make some good throws. Now, of course, when your offense isn't on the field for very long, it's hard to put any drives together, but Central Noble has a chance to do just that.
Right, and, I mean, their first drive that they had stuff going, it was multiple yards per carry or through the air. So they got to keep it going.
Connor Fish in motion.
Oh, almost fumbled it
Off
there.
kilter snap, and Fish gets hit in the backfield, and he'll be dropped. Carter Fielden with the tackle for loss.
Man, they had that one eyed out there. They totally destroyed the O-line of Central Noble there. And that's where wins are going to get you. It's winning in the trenches, winning on that O-line.
It doesn't help when you have a mix-up on the snap, and
right.
There was a little bit of that. But Fielden with good penetration. 2nd and 12. More like 13 as Fletcher throws out in the flat. That's complete. That's Connor Fish moving to the inside, and he takes it across the 50. The tackle made by Jake Gagne. Well, that'll make it a more manageable 3rd down, 3rd and 4. I thought he got a little closer than that, but they call it a 9-yard gain. Pork burgers must be a big thing here in Noble County because they just brought some up to the press box.
I can't wait to eat this one
East
later.
Noble's known for their pork burgers as well. I think they had some cooking at the baseball doubleheader against Northrop last spring. Fletcher looks to throw, pressured. He gets it away, and it's picked off again. Josh Hogel. He jumped the route and stole it. Josh Hogel's got 2 catches on offense and now a pick on defense, and here's another look at it. Replay's brought to you by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. That is excellent coverage. He was right on him the whole way. That's 2 picks for this Railroader defense. They got Guzman going in motion. He gets it on the toss, and Guzman with room off that right side and lead blockers. Guzman down the sideline. Out of bounds across the 20. Alex Guzman with his 2nd carry of the game, and it's a big one. Connor Fish pushed him out. And we do have a flag down. Looks like it's coming back. It is coming back.
It might have been that block outside.
They're bringing it back to right about the 46, 45, or is that where they're walking it off from? That's where they're walking it off from. So that play's not going to count.
That's in favor of Central Noble. He was a tackle away from scoring again. And that was a very long run for Garrett.
See if we can see the hold. It must have been there. I think that was Lewis who had the hold. He spotted it off from the 46-yard line and then marked it back to the 36, 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Now again, when you run the flex bone, it makes things interesting when you're pushed behind the sticks. Handoff up the middle. That's Carter Fielden, and Fielden gets back the yardage lost and then some. They're going to call him down at the 43. Checking on some scores from around the area. That includes Snyder at Northside. We'll get the score from there in just a moment. Looks like it is scoreless, and Snyder has the football. I believe the last time Northside beat Snyder was 2020.
Oh, my goodness.
Not the year 2000, the year 2020. That was when the Legends had Deuce Taylor as their quarterback. It's Guzman looking for room. He's got some. He's got a first down. Guzman down the sidelines and out of bounds. And I do not see a flag. Not this time. Marked down at the 36-yard line. So that's where this play will be marked off. Where this ball will be spotted, rather. Well, now that's officially 2 carries for Alex Guzman, as we're down to 2:32 on the clock. They stopped the clock with the ball going out of bounds. Little mix-up on the handoff, and there is no handoff. Bush takes it himself. He's fortunate to get positive yardage out of that. It's a 2-yard gain. Got Northrop taking on Wayne also. And that game's scoreless in the first quarter. And Northrop is, I believe, 4-2 in SAC play. Having a real good season. 6-2 overall. Fake the handoff. Bush to his right. Throws on the run, and it's complete. And good enough for a first down, it looks like, to Carter Fielden, but there is a flag. It's coming back, holding against the Railroaders. Well, that's 2 really good plays this drive for Garrett that have come back, and that's going to make it second down and pretty long.
Yeah, and both of them, one was a touchdown and one was a first down. So, I mean, you have a 14-point lead, but it could be growing even bigger if Garrett was playing a little less sloppy. But, I mean, you're not going to argue. You're not going to complain about a 14-point lead early in the first quarter.
I think both of them would have gone for first downs, not touchdowns. But either way, this drive would be looking a whole lot different if it wasn't for the penalties. But Garrett still has the ball in plus territory. And defensively, they've still got 2 picks.
Right.
That would have been Caden Bush's 3rd pass of the game, if I'm not mistaken. He goes under center here on 2nd and 18. Bush to throw. Goes downfield, and that's complete. And out to the 30-yard line with the completion to Josh Hogle.
Preventing a longer play than it had to be. Good at some open tackling right there by Central Noble.
Ball spotted at the 30-yard line. This will be 3rd and about 4. Now, technically, you can go with a run play here, especially if Garrett's thinking about 4-down territory.
Right.
Central Noble has guys up on the line. They fake it to Reed, and a keeper close to the first down. The ball came out, and Central Noble's got it. A huge takeaway by the Cougars, and it's number 76. I do not see a 76 on the roster, though. Oh, Dylan Meyer. Dylan Meyer, a freshman. He's listed as both 75 and 76, but he's wearing 76 tonight. That's a huge takeaway for the Cougars. It looked like the Railroaders had a good play call. Unfortunately, we're not going to have time to see it. Not yet, as Central Noble has broken their huddle. Fletcher operates from the shotgun.
And he was still not down, so that was a clean fumble. Huge takeaway.
That's Kleberg who goes in motion. Fletcher, sidearm throw downfield, into traffic and caught off the deflection. And Nick Freeman is in for the touchdown.
It went off his own player. Way not to quit on the play there.
And what you see there is the lights here in the stadium going on and off in celebration with that touchdown. Connor Fish had it hit off his hands, and right behind him was Nick Freeman for the catch. And that is Fletcher who's going to come on and kick the PAT. We've got 2 replays to show you. We'll show them to you after this extra point attempt. High snap, but the kick is good.
That was a great kick. Man, what a wow, that was a great, it turned the game around for sure. And you're going to go into the second quarter here down just 1 possession, and you got a turnover off them, and you scored off that turnover on a huge pass play. Sadly, there's no assist off the helmet stat, but that was awesome.
You saw the hit. It might have been Steven Lawson who jarred it loose on the play. And we'll take a look at the touchdown here. Again, this ball went right off the hands of Connor Fish. And Nick Freeman takes it to the house. Looky what I found. 14-7 as the celebration begins with the lights going on and off here at Central Noble. So Central Noble will kick it off. Just 44.4 seconds left here in quarter number 1. And it looks like it will be Fletcher to kick it away for the Cougars as the Railroaders look to respond. Well, turnovers have been instrumental. All 3 touchdowns so far have happened as a result of turnovers.
Yeah, and it's defense wins games. And taking advantage of that is even bigger scoring, especially when you're about to go in the playoff run. You liked what you ran there, bring it into the playoffs to get a run going.
Caden Bush and Alex Guzman are back to return for the Railroaders. Of course, Garrett, their mascot, is the Railroaders. They do have a CSX yard in Garrett, Indiana. And I've been told that it was once a hub for the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad. One of the railroads that ultimately merged into what is now CSX. Deep kick toward the sideline. It will be returned by Bush. He cuts it back to the inside. He finds a lane. Bush across the 35 and down close to the 40-yard line. They're going to mark him right around the 40. Well, Caden Bush has been all over the field today. He is the quarterback. He's also got an interception and a real good return there.
Yeah, so he's doing it all for Garrett this year. And he's a heck of a player, not giving up for anything.
Caden Bush averages just 18 yards per game. He's played in all 8 games so far this season, but right now the starting job is his. The quarterback job has been his for the entirety of this quarter. Handoff to Guzman. Again, he runs off that right side. Big run, and Guzman out across the 45. Another good run for Guzman.
And the defense just has nothing for that run game. I'd like him to switch it up here. I know it's a little late in the game, but I think there's...
So the clock does start. There's about 2 seconds less on the game clock compared to the play clock, so Garrett does not have to run another play. They can run one if they choose to. Right now the game clock's at 15 seconds. It's down to 5 seconds. And they will run one more play, and they run it straight up the middle with Aiden Reed. And Reed with a blocker. Reed down the sideline. Reed inside the 10. Reed to the end zone to close out the quarter. Aiden Reed as the clock hits zeros in the first. That's his best run of the night easily. And he was getting a lot of the carries early on in this one. I plan to show you the replay when we come back from our mid-quarter break, but first the extra point by Jaden Conrad. Held down by Hefty, and Conrad puts it through. 21-7, Garrett, as we close the first quarter. We're back for the second quarter after this on SummitCitySports.com.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
Tired of waiting for a doctor's referral to start physical therapy? At Indiana Physical Therapy, you don't need a prescription. You have the power to choose where you go for expert care. Our experienced therapists will help you get back to doing what you love. With over 19 locations, getting the care you need has never been easier. Take the first step towards a healthier, more active lifestyle. Visit IndianaPT.com to schedule your appointment today.
Indiana Physical Therapy, where people go to get better.
We are ready to begin the second quarter. This is how the first quarter ended. Oh, beg your pardon there. Looks like the replay didn't go. There it is. Aiden Reed straight up the middle, and you know they've been mixing in Alex Guzman and Caden Bush running the football. The middle of the field was wide open that time for Aiden Reed. And he takes it all the way in for 6, make it 21-7. As we start the second quarter. Do have an update that DeKalb and Leo are tied at 7 going into the second quarter. That game is at DeKalb over there in Waterloo, Indiana. Kickoff by Conrad. It's a short one. And that ball rolls loose and fallen on at the 22-yard line by Connor Fish.
I think he didn't read the bounce of the ball correctly. It went right past him, and I think he might have touched that, like you said. That could have been dangerous for Central Noble, especially after getting your first score there. You would have gave the ball right back.
Another update, Huntington North leads New Haven 7-0 at the end of one quarter. And Christian Jennison, the Huntington North running back, already with over 100 rushing yards just in one quarter played. That's amazing.
Wow.
Empty backfield here for Fletcher. Fletcher. Pressure gets it away downfield. All dropped right off the hands of Fish.
That was a good ball, man. He saw it go right through his hands. Man, he's going to be mad at himself for that one.
If he catches that, he's in stride and possibly gone. Here's another look at it. That was Chase Egley bringing the pressure. Well, there was one man back there. It was Caden Bush, Mr. Do-It-All for the Railroaders.
I think he was too worried about that corner coming in. He didn't see the ball go into his hands. He took his eyes right off the ball for a second, and that was the different make. My goodness.
It's Fish on the jet sweep. He lost the ball. Who's got it? Garrett says they do, and it's wrestled away. The official's got a flag in hand.
Looks like he might.
And he's putting it back, it looks like. And it's Garrett ball. That's 3 turnovers forced by the Railroaders. Of course, the Cougars have forced one. Here's another look at the replay. See if we can find who it was that recovered this. I think that's Fielden. Lewis. Blake Lewis, number 28. Three turnovers forced by the Railroaders. 1 forced by the Cougars. And the Railroaders with great field position. That's Carter Fielden in the backfield. Bush looks to throw, rolling to his right. Now he's going to take off and get what he can. Hey, oh, that's a huge hit. That's almost wrestling style. The tackle made by number 62, Jonathan Van Hulst. Talking about wrestling, that's right after Blake Lewis wrestled the ball away. And speaking of wrestling, if I'm not mistaken, Railroaders head coach Chris Albertson used to coach wrestling over at Woodland. He was at Woodland before he took the job at Garrett. Not the head coaching job. He was on staff with Chris DePue before he became the head coach. But he coached at Woodland before he came to Garrett. Fielded in the backfield. It's a handoff to Lewis, and Lewis turns it upfield, gets inside the 5, and it'll be 1st and goal, and it looks like he's down at the 1, maybe the 2. The Railroaders off and running here in Albion. Carter Fielden will be the back here on 1st and goal. Lewis lines up to the right. He goes in motion. It's Fielden up the middle, and that hole opens up for the touchdown. That opened up like a huge tunnel.
See, now that's 3 turnovers that Central Noble has had now that has resulted in a touchdown. And if you look at the score, that's the difference in this game. So if you're looking at an offensive mindset, you're doing good, but on defense.
Jaden Conrad on for the PAT, and flags are down. That kick might have been blocked. Central Noble's offsides. So now they got to move the ball up about a yard. So still a short kick. Officially, it would be an 18-yard kick. They get it down, and Conrad's kick is good. 28-7 in favor of the Railroaders. And this was a great hole put together by this offensive line. Now, it did look like Fielden was contacted. Oh, not really. Nobody was really in position to make that tackle. But this offensive line has done a great job for Garrett.
Yeah, right off the start of the game, too. Their defensive line took advantage early, too. And like I say in all the broadcasts, is the game is you might have the fastest players in the backfield or in the secondary, but if you're not winning on the line of scrimmage, you're not going to win a lot of games. And Garrett might be a little bigger in this matchup, but it's the lowest man that's going to win, and you got to take advantage of it no matter who you're up against.
I think Garrett has had 5 different players touch the ball in the run game. Carter Fielden most recently carrying it in for that touchdown. Blake Lewis has carried the ball a few times, and he's the one that recovered that fumble for the Railroaders as Jaden Conrad gets ready to kick it away. Looks like Zach Chenoweth is one of the men back deep for the Cougars. They got Porter Kleberg playing up around the 30-yard line. Not only does Central Noble have a grass field for football. They also have grass fields for softball and baseball. Central Noble softball team had a pretty good season last year. That's a short kick. It is returnable, taken from the 28. Moving his way to his left is number 10, Leland Bolette. And Bolette goes down right about the 30-yard line.
Number 37,
Dylan Chisholm, the freshman, makes the tackle for the Railroaders. Well, it was just 2 years ago when Garrett had, I think it was the sectional championship game against Heritage. Heritage had a much better record than the Railroaders did, and they jumped out on top 7-0. But Garrett came back and won the game, and they won it by running the ball and playing great defense. And that kind of jump-started the Railroaders into the success they had last year.
Yeah, especially with that big win against Adams Central to start your season.
That's complete for the first down, and the catch made by Chenoweth. Zach Chenoweth for the first down. Do we have a marker down? Yes, we do. Way over on the far side of the field, and this is coming back. That flag was thrown at about the 34-yard line. Got the call from our referee. Maybe a blindside block. Or offensive pass interference. My apologies. That's an obvious signal. That was what the signal was.
Right.
And so they called it offensive pass interference. And I believe the ball was caught beyond the line of scrimmage. So the rule tends to be that if the ball is caught behind the line of scrimmage, you don't call offensive pass interference. But that was caught beyond the line of scrimmage. Right.
Or if you're a wide receiver and you're blocking, I think it's 5 yards off the line. I think.
Correct.
If I'm using my terminology correctly there.
Fletcher operating from the shotgun. Fish in motion. Fletcher has time, fires downfield, looking for Freeman, and he makes the catch. And that'll be a first down for the Cougars.
I mean, they've been going deep all night. It's just connecting to your receiver, and their pass game looks pretty. Their quarterback isn't getting rushed as much except for on those 2 interceptions. But besides that, there's some good passes going on.
First and 10 from the 43-yard line for the Cougars. 10:05 to go here in the second quarter. Cougars used a very early timeout. They used it on the first play from scrimmage. They've still got 2 timeouts remaining. Garrett has not had to use any timeouts. Empty backfield for Fletcher. Railroaders will blitz. Fletcher looks to run. He takes a big hit from Guzman and then gets taken out of bounds by Reed. And then Reed lets up as he hits him off the chalk, or takes him across the chalk, rather. They're going to call that a loss of 1. Guzman was the first to hit him, and then Reed came up to finish the tackle. Well, the Cougs have broken the huddle. Empty backfield again for Central Noble. Fish in motion. Fletcher to throw. Has a man, and it's incomplete. Off the hands of Porter Kleberg. It was a little bit high. Not an easy catch, but Kleberg might have been able to pull that in. Let's take a look how high this throw goes.
I think he might have jumped a little early, too. It was a good pass. It was a little bit over his head, but it was still in his reach.
Yeah, you're right. He did jump early.
I mean, it was a good route. It just, his hands would have expanded and got that. He just jumped it a little early. Don't be afraid to go back to him, though.
3rd and 11. Fish in motion. Jet sweep. Fish toward the right side. Has a man in pursuit, and he's taken down right at the 43-yard line. And I think that was Fielden who tracked him down. Carter Fielden, who scored the touchdown moments ago. And now it's 4th and 10. And with this being a 3-score game, it looks like the Cougars are keeping the offense on the field.
And it's about 11 yards here. So, they've been going deep. So they have no choice here but to go deep. See what type of call they have here.
I was wondering if you might line up in punt formation. Well, they'll line up in the pistol here. Fish goes in motion. Fletcher. Little check down, complete. Broken tackle across midfield. Looks like he's short, though. That was Kleberg with the catch, and he's going to be spotted at the 49. He needed to get to the 47. That's a turnover on downs. The Railroaders will take over. He had a long way to go. He got most of it, but not enough of it. And it's Guzman who makes the tackle, and even if you were to spot him at the 48-yard line, he'd still be a whole yard short. Railroaders take over with great field position from their own 49. That's technically 4 turnovers by the Cougars in this game. A backward pass. They could do a double pass, but they won't. That's Lewis running to the outside. It'll officially go as a run play. He's 2 yards short of the line to gain.
Almost tumbled his way to a first down. Great run to the sticks there.
2nd down and 2. As the Railroaders come out with some trickeration. I thought that Lewis was going to throw there for a second. Well, I don't know if he had anybody downfield to throw to. Just a little wrinkle that they threw in.
But, hey, we didn't expect that onside kick, so expect anything here tonight from Garrett.
Fielden is the deep back. He will not get the call. That's Bush. And I don't think he got there. He got hit hard along his own sideline, and I thought he was about a yard short. Oh, they are going to call him short, but only by half a yard, it looks like. Third down and short, very short, 3rd and inches. He needs about a half yard to move the sticks.
So definitely 4th down territory, but maybe just to run right up the middle, push your guy up forward and get the leverage on the line. Tush push.
8:29 left to go. I think you'd have a lot of guys pushing from behind if this was a tush push. But it will be a QB sneak, and straight up the middle goes Bush, and he moves the chains. Well, you might call that Garrett's version of the Bush push.
In the ACAC action, the ACAC champion Adams Central is up 35-6 in Woodland, and a little less than 4 minutes left in the second quarter.
Bush will go out of the shotgun here. He's got Fielden to his right hip. High snap. Sets up the screen. All dropped. Josh Hogle had it, and it goes right off his hands. Not many miscues for the Railroaders tonight.
This is the first time they kind of been behind schedule on offense on that first incompletion there, so you're working pretty good here if you're the Railroaders.
Now, granted, if Hogle catches that ball, he's probably stopped for a loss.
Right.
So the Railroaders break their huddle. 2nd and 10 from the 36. Fielden motions out, and they stop him in the backfield. Bush is tackled for a loss on the play. Number 56 in on the tackle, that is Stephen Lawson Jr. Stephen Lawson Jr., one of the seniors on this Central Noble defense, and he comes up with a huge play. And Railroaders are not a team that throws it a lot, so this will be interesting. 3rd and 11. And they're not really in field goal range either. Bush to throw. He goes downfield. Has a man. It's caught. That's Hogle. Shirt being dragged, and he is in. Touchdown, or is it? Are they calling him down? Nope, it is a touchdown. Signaled in the middle of the field. But Josh Hogle finds the end zone again.
Man, that was a mismatch on defense there. The cornerback there was definitely over height. and he just took advantage. My goodness.
Jaden Conrad on for the extra point. 7:16 left to go here in quarter number 2. The snap is down. Kick looks good, and it is good. 35-7 in favor of the Railroaders, and we got a couple of replays to show you. Well, like I said, this is Garrett's version of the Bush push. Or, excuse me, this is one of the tackles for loss. Yeah, that's the high snap and then the drop. My apologies, that was the wrong play. I think I've got it now. Yeah, this is just that old school QB sneak. Caden Bush took it up the middle, and he actually got more than he probably expected to get. He got all the way up to about the 36-yard line, and then Bush with a good ball to Josh Hogel. You'll see that here on the replay, brought to you by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. This is a one-on-one battle, and a shirt-tail tackle's not going to stop him. Hogel's 6 foot flat, 173 pounds.
Yeah, like I said, the mismatch, that touchdown was waiting to happen.
That was Leland Bolette trying to tackle him. He's 5'7", 145. Back to receive for the Cougars. I think it's Chenoweth back there. I thought I saw a 14, but they don't have a 14 on their roster. That must have been a different number. They got a guy late getting out there. Elijah Agler. Central Noble trying to get their guys set. Kickoff by Conrad, and that's going to bounce toward the end zone. It slows down. Now they got to return it, and they do. Taken out across the 15 by Nolan Fish. Well, he makes it a better situation than it could have been, but Central Noble still short of their own 20-yard line. We might have an update coming in from one of our games. Yep, it's 14-14 between Leo and DeKalb. Joe Northern in his post says, why do I think it's about to get weird here at DeKalb? Well, there have been some interesting games at DeKalb this year, at least one in particular, that back-and-forth game against East Noble where the Knights eked out a win in Waterloo.
Yeah, I think Joe Northern was on that game.
Yeah, he was on that game.
And they won it right. Dan, that would have been a great game to call.
Fletcher out of the flat. That's complete. And dragging a tackler with him is Freeman. He gets dragged back as Reed comes in to help finish off the play. It's blown dead at about the 22. Call that a 4-yard gain.
You know, if that was the NFL, they would have caught him down a long time ago.
I'd have just enough time to show you that replay, brought to you by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. Yeah, Freeman trying to drag Guzman. And how did Guzman fight back? Either he fought back or Freeman just slowed up. Meanwhile, a screen to the near side. Garrett is around that. It will go for a good gain, though, out to about the 25. The Cougars need to reach the 28 for a first down. Easton Roush in on the tackle. They're actually going to mark the ball at the 19, so it's 3rd and 4. A manageable third down for the Cougs. Connor Fish in motion. Fletcher. Incomplete. He threw it right to the feet of Nick Freeman. That ball must have slipped out of his hands when he threw it.
Yeah, he didn't want to throw it too high, so he probably got stuck in his progressions there.
Well, Central Noble's going to call a timeout. The clock is stopped on the incompletion with 5:41 to go, and I can't help but wonder if maybe Central Noble is thinking about going for this. The only downside is if you don't get it, You're giving the Railroaders the ball in prime field position.
Yeah, but if you do get it, but if you still get it on the 4th down, then your ball is moving. That's the first time they've moved the chains, if they do, since their first drive of the game. So it might be a win. I mean, I think they need to go for it. I mean, there's nothing to lose now. You have a huge deficit, and it's not gonna go anywhere if you're not gonna risk it.
Zach Baber probably talking things over with his offensive guys. That is assuming that they're going to go for this. Now, they actually did have Freeman. Looked like he was in position to pick up the first down. We'll show you this replay. It's brought to you by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. Yeah, there's Freeman in good position to get the first down if he catches it. It's just thrown right at his feet. Wouldn't have been right at the sticks had he caught it, but all he needed to do was turn up field and get 2 more yards. Especially if you're thinking 4-down territory, which obviously they are. Even a couple yards short would have made it a 4th and very short. Fletcher from the gun. Fires downfield. He's got a man, and it's caught! Caught on the run by Connor Fish, and Fish is gone!
Great play.
The Cougars cash in on 4th down. Five and a half left to go in half number 1. And a beautiful route by Connor Fish.
Yeah, and that's another pass play they had, and the protection was very well, and the quarterback had enough time to plant his feet, get the throw on. I mean, the coverage was there, but he beat it by a fraction of a hair, but great pass.
That is Trayton Fletcher on to kick the extra point. Snap is down. Kick on its way. Looks good. It is good. Well, Central Noble makes it a 3-score game, and what a great route by Connor Fish. Replay brought to you by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning, and nobody was able to run with him. I'm told that Trayton Fletcher has 249 yards passing for the game. Well, he had 492 in a game earlier this year, which goes for a school record, single game record. It's 12 for 19 passing today as well, as a statistician to my left tells us about that. We've still got 5 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in half number 1. But what a big call that was for Central. No, risky call. Because, again, if you don't get it, you're giving Garrett the ball in prime field position. But now you get it to a 3-score game, and you give your defense a chance to hold them before halftime.
Right, and also the quarterback had an option to run it up the middle there. They didn't fill the box up like they've been doing on previous plays on defense. But, I mean, he read the play, he passed the ball, and it was beautifully executed.
Ryan Lemish to kick it away. Now, do we have some trickeration coming up here from Central Noble? We'll see. It's an angled kick, but that's rolling to the sidelines, and it goes out at about the 30-yard line, so they'll move it up another 5 or 6 yards. And the ball goes to the 35 on a kickoff out of bounds. That is not what you want to do right after that touchdown if you're Central Noble.
No, you do not want to give them anything to work on, especially with shorter field to go.
Be checking on a couple other scores, and it looks like Garrett is going to make them re-kick this. They choose not to take the field position, but instead to make Central Noble kick it from further back. That's an interesting call.
Yeah.
Checking on some scores from around the area, including Snyder versus Northside. It's been a long time since Northside won a home game against Snyder. They beat Snyder in 2020 at Spooler Stadium. That was with Deuce Taylor as the Legends quarterback. Lemish to kick it off again. This time he kicks it straight up the middle. It'll be returned from about the 28. And that's Fielden taking it out across the 40, and he'll get it across midfield to the 49.
Well, they got more yards than they would have had on the first kickoff. They got the ball just at the 50, maybe they want them at the 50.5-yard line, or 49.5-yard line, rather. They were able to get into Central Noble territory on that kickoff.
So we'll be in plus territory for the Railroaders. 5:21 left to go in half number one. Caden Bush with a pair of touchdown passes in this game. 3 rushing touchdowns for the Railroaders. Looks like he's got Reed in the backfield. But Bush looks to throw here. He goes downfield, and it's incomplete. Josh Hogle went for the one-handed catch that time and couldn't reel it in. Do have an update from that Snyder Northside game. Northside leads at 13-3 at halftime. Well, I was told that Jaden Rivers and Malik Moore are out for that game, so that's 2 big losses for the Legends. And I'm not sure if they're just getting the night off or if those guys are dealing with injuries. Malik Moore, a big 6'3" wide receiver, and he's been making plays at the wide receiver position since he was a freshman and a teammate with Tay Johnson, who was also a freshman, who was a senior. Check that, he was a junior during Malik's freshman year. Handoff off the right side, it's Guzman with a lead block from Reed, and Guzman is gone. Nothing but green grass ahead. It's a touchdown for Garrett. A quick response by the Railroaders. Guzman's having a great game running the football.
Yeah, the offense is definitely going through him tonight. And he would have had another one if that wouldn't have came back. That pass play was to him too.
Snap down. Conrad's kick is up, and it's good. 42-14 in favor of the Railroaders. Well, it was 21-7 at the end of the first quarter, I mean. Now 42-14, and here's a look at our latest replay. You had Aiden Reed with the lead block, and once he threw that last block, that was it. Guzman was gone.
Yeah, it was a great run, and there was just nobody had outside contain, but if there was, they got completely ran out in the second level.
Check in on the Huntington North versus New Haven game. It looks like Huntington North still leading that game. Now, New Haven does have 2 wins this year compared to just 1 win last year. They're trying to get back to the success that they've had in recent years. They're down 21-7, and it looks like Huntington North is driving, but with a 4th and long. It's not been the kind of season that Huntington North was expecting. It's a team that won 9 games last year. They've won, I believe, 3 coming into tonight. But they got a chance to finish it off with a W in New Haven.
And we had New Haven last week at East Noble, and that game shocked us a little bit.
Yeah, New Haven battled with them. Now they're going back to East Noble for the first round of sectionals next week. .507 left to go here in Albion in quarter number 2. Conrad with the run up. He angles his kick toward the sideline. It will be returned from the 28-yard line. Broken tackle. That's Leland Bolett on the return, and he takes it out of bounds, and a flag comes out. That's going to be a late hit. Multiple flags come out as Bolett is down on his knees, and he's hurt. That's the way it looks. It looks like he's hurt pretty bad. Landed right on the edge of that track. I'm not sure if he contacted the track or not, but he's very close to it. Well, that's an asphalt surface. You don't want to land hard against that. So trainers go to check on him. We will take an injury timeout. Back in a moment. You're watching high school football on SummitCitySports.com.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcasts. When the Homestead Girls Golf Team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays, and while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions together, we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.
Well, Leland Bolette is walking under his own power. That's the good news. Now, he does look like he might be in some amount of pain. I can't say exactly how much, though.
Thank you for...
Oops, I beg your pardon. Hit the wrong button there. Here's the play I was going to show you. This was the play where the foul was called. So the ball's going to be moved all the way up to the 46-yard line. It sure looked as though Bolette was hit late out of bounds. You'll see it right here. Lewis continued to ride him on the sideline. He hit him in bounds, but he kept hitting him toward the sideline, or hitting him further out of bounds after he had crossed the chalk. Pistol formation. Handoff straight up the middle, and that's going nowhere. Fish was tackled in the backfield, and a good show of sportsmanship there by Aiden Hunt. Yeah, he pushed him back. Loss of 2 on the play, and after it was clear his forward progress was stopped, he just let up. We saw that from Dylan Krell last year. I think it was last year, one of East Noble's games against Leo. Made a tackle in the backfield and let up after he had pushed him back about 5 yards. Fletcher looks to throw on 2nd and long. He goes to the sideline. Oh, great adjustment. The catch is made by Nick Freeman, and he's gone. Central Noble answers again. Well, Central Noble's had a good passing game tonight. A few mistakes have cost them, but the way their passing game is going, they're certainly capable of getting back into this game.
Yeah, and like you said, the turnovers have been the difference. If they get this in, it's a 21-point game, and that's three turnovers. If you get a touchdown on both of them, that's what the difference is tonight. So they look to clean it up right before halftime. I mean, their pass game's there. It's been there all night.
That's Fletcher on to kick the extra point. He gets it away, and it is good. 42-21, and here's another look at the touchdown. The replay brought to you by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. And that was a great adjustment. You probably didn't see it there on your screen, but Nick Freeman with a great adjustment and move to the inside. And that flashing you're seeing is because the lights are going on and off after the touchdowns. That's been the case every time Central Noble has found the end zone. 298 yards passing is the total for Trayton Fletcher.
Wow.
He had 492 earlier this year, and we're talking about a team with a 1-7 record, yet their quarterback play has been really good.
Yeah, and he's a good size, too, quarterback. He's a junior. He's 6'4", 180.
There's still 4:08 left to go here in quarter number 2. Now we saw Garrett put together it was a 51, maybe 49-yard drive just moments ago, just 2 plays, and they found the end zone. And this is a team that likes to run the football. They like to run the football, and for Central Noble, it's been the passing game. Ryan Lemish, the sophomore, has it set up on the tee. And flag is down. Might be offsides against Central Noble. They're trying a little pooch kick. It is offsides. And now the Cougars are going to be moved back 5 extra yards. Here's another look at the replay brought to you by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. Lawson must have been barely across the line when it was kicked. So they're going to move the ball back to the 35. And Central Noble's going to have to kick it off again. 4:09 left to go here in half number 1. Lemish will have to kick it one more time, and he'll try to make sure that everybody stays onside. He went with a little pooch kick. Not sure if he was going for an onside kick, but he kicked it short toward the sideline. Kind of kicked it into dangerous territory. It's lined up like he's going to kick it straight on. It is an onside kick. That ball is live, but it's out of bounds. And that flag is going to be because the kickoff went out of bounds. And that's going to give Garrett the ball at the 48-yard line.
It almost went in their way if it wouldn't have bounced left toward our way.
Here's another look at this. Nobody got a hand on the football. Chenoweth was close to that. If he falls on it, at the very least, he makes contact with the football, maybe keeps it live. Are they going to make him re-kick this? They're spotting the ball at the 48-yard line. So it's going to be Garrett football right there.
It would be just another opportunity to try to get it again.
Again, great field position for the Railroaders. Early on in the game, the turnovers were a huge bugaboo for the Cougars. I believe the turnovers led to 3 or 4 of the Railroaders' touchdowns. Caden Bush will go under center. He's got Aiden Reed in the backfield behind him. Reed will get the handoff. He bounces it outside. Reed still on his feet, and he stepped out of bounds. He tried to turn it upfield, but he just hit the chalk, and the play is stopped in his tracks. We'll see where they spot this. And they were just about to move the chains. They're going to move the chains. They're marking it right on the edge of the 42-yard line. It's going to be a first down for Garrett.
And some or is it across the what is this conference? The Northeast corner. Northeast corner. Yeah, West Noble's up 35-0 against Prairie Heights.
West Noble 4-0 in the big school division. Handoff off the left side. Nothing doing for Blake Lewis. Looked like he was tackled by Keaton Weber.
Another score. East Side is up 21-14 against Angola.
Keaton Weber listed as number 32 on our roster, but wearing number 51 as it turns out. Officially, that play goes for 2 yards. Clock running down under 3.5 minutes. It's at 3:24 and counting. They run it off the right side. Up the middle, it's Guzman. He breaks a tackle. Guzman still on his feet. Inside the 10, the 5, touchdown. Alex Guzman running wild. Garrett answers again. I thought for a second we might have a flag down, but they're not stopping anything, not yet. Jaden Conrad on for the PAT. He's a junior kicker. They get the snap down, and Conrad's kick is good. It looked like Guzman ran in a whole lot of different directions here. Here's the replay again, brought to you by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. Well, first of all, great job up front by the O-line, and then Aiden Hunt with that final block. And Blake Lewis, I think he was just trying to dance out of the way of Guzman, give him space to walk in. Like, if he doesn't score this, it's not going to be because his own teammate ran into him. That's got to be what Lewis was thinking.
Right.
Well, Caden Bush didn't have to do a whole lot of throwing there. He's done a lot on the field, though, for Garrett, including a couple of touchdown passes and interception. And I think he might also have a fumble recovery, though I could be wrong on that one. But Bush has done a whole lot tonight.
I think it might have been 2. I'm pretty sure it was.
Blake Lewis did have a fumble recovery, and it was Lewis who got out of the way of Guzman. I know there was another play that that Bush made. It's just, I saw the interception. I know there was an interception and 2 touchdown passes. I thought there was another play that I'm forgetting about as Conrad, the lefty, boots it toward the sideline and falling on. Did that ball go loose? Did Garrett get it? Oh, it's out of bounds. It's out of bounds. So if Garrett didn't recover it clean, it's going to be Central Noble ball. And I think Central Noble touched it before it went out, so spotting it at the 35, but that's where the ball went out. Another look at the replay brought to you by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. That goes out right about the 35-yard line, but by the time somebody falls on it, it's already out, so Central Noble keeps the ball. Trayton Fletcher will go out of the gun. Fletcher, loose ball, and a flag down. Well, we'll see who that's on. It's going to be on the Railroaders. Oh, check that. It's on Central Noble. I thought the initial signal was that it was on Garrett. See if we can see who moved here on the replay. Must have been a small flinch. There's not a lot there. I saw something on the left side of the line, but the flag came in from the far right. Well, it's 1st and 15 after the penalty. Empty backfield for the Cougars. Fletcher fires downfield. Incomplete.
Almost intercepted there.
That was Xander Martin, the junior, who had the coverage. 2nd and 15 after the incompletion. Central Nobles turned the ball over 3 times. Caden Bush has an interception. Josh Hogle has one. Blake Lewis has a fumble recovery. Central Noble's been able to make some big plays with their backs against the wall on multiple occasions tonight. Fish goes in motion. Fletcher flips it incomplete. Looking for Antunes. .253 left to go here in quarter number 2. And this is going to be 3rd and 15 for Central Noble. Checking on some other games around the area in just a moment, but first this 3rd down play. Fletcher throws underneath, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Chenoweth. Maybe the timing was a little off there. I don't know. What'd you think, Jake?
It just looked unfamiliar with what he was doing. He's been so consistent in being smart on play calling. I don't think he liked what the play was there. I think it was blown up right from the start.
Well, Central Noble has just used their third and final timeout of the first half.
I think they might just be confused on the play calling there.
Well, this is 4th and 15. We've seen Central Noble go for it at times tonight, and, well, down 4 scores, they're trying to make sure that they have a chance to get this a little closer, or at least keep Garrett from getting one more score before halftime, because, well, you know what could happen there.
Yes. Yeah, and the running clock rule is just so defeating, especially if you get it before the first half. I mean, you can go in the locker room, you don't make too many adjustments or changes, but it defeats you. And it sucks as a rule, but it sucks to be there too.
Meanwhile, Northrop has a 33-0 lead over the Wayne Generals over at Spooler Stadium. Northrop 6-2 on the season. Quentin Bowen, the head coach, used to be an assistant coach at Snyder, and he's brought some toughness and some good quality football to Northrop.
Yeah, and Northrop hasn't been as successful as other teams have been in the SAC in the past. It's their turn to represent the 260 in Fort Wayne, and they're doing great. I mean, their offense is so unbelievable. It feels like every week there's a new name out there on the offensive side of the ball for Northrop. You just got to be excited for them and where their program's going in the direction.
Fletcher out of the shotgun. He takes the snap, throws it downfield. He's got a man out there, and it's incomplete. Josh Hogle broke it up. He was looking for Freeman, and Hogle made the play.
I don't think he wanted to go that deep. He had him beat before the second coverage came in. If he would have went to his backside or to his front side there, it would have been a better pass, but they just were unable to convert there.
Here's a look at the replay. Hogle, by his fingertips, knocked it away. Just got in front of Freeman, and Hogle's able to make the play as Garrett breaks their huddle and races up to the line of scrimmage. Fielden is the deep back. And is that Hogle wide to the near side? He's a wide receiver and a DB, so no surprise that he would be lined up on offense. Little mix-up.
Oh, ball's
stripped out. Who's got it? Central Noble got it back. Ripped out by Lawson, and it looks like it's Fish who recovers it for Central Noble.
Huge response on the fourth down coverage there. They were able to get the ball back. Let's get a score here for Central Noble. Use the pass game. I know they only have one timeout here, or no timeouts now.
And that was not a clean handoff either.
No, it was not. Might have been confused on the play calling there as well. But it was a conservative play. It's better than throwing a pick, but, I mean, it was a turnover either way.
We've got 2:36 left to go here in quarter number 2. As Fletcher throws the screen, and that's complete, or is it? I think Fish made the catch, and he did. Clock is running, 2:25 left. Aiden Hunt makes the tackle. Haven't called his name a whole lot, but Hunt does have a tackle for loss and did throw a key block on one of the Railroaders' touchdowns. As we approach the 2-minute mark here in half number 1. Trayton Fletcher out of the gun. Empty backfield for the Cougs. Low snap. Fletcher picks it up, and he's going to go down. That's a combo sack. Chase Egley and Jake Gagne take him down. And again, another one of those miscues. Central Noble has a high-quality passing game, but a mishandled snap can cost you.
Yeah, and it just bumps you farther away from the line to gain.
Fletcher actually had that. I think he took his eyes off of it at the last second. The snap didn't look like it was off center in any way.
Mm-mm.
Clock running down to a minute 10. That looked like movement up front. No flag. Fletcher going to go downfield.
Oh.
Incomplete into traffic. He was looking for Chenoweth.
He went for the catch. He didn't quit on that, and he was able to extend his body. Man, he fell hard on his back. Hope he was able to get up there.
This is 4th and 20, maybe 4th and they're going to say 4th and 20. And the only good thing that does for the Cougars is it stops the clock.
Yeah.
And it looks like they're going to punt.
And this is, their first punt of the game, too?
I think you're right about that. They've turned it over so many times and scored 3 times. But, yeah, I think you're right. This is their first punt. Trayton Fletcher back in punt formation. He's the quarterback. He's been the place kicker. And now he's on in punt formation for the first time. That's a low-angled punt, and Bush will return it. Bush dancing to the inside. Bush with a convoy. Bush across the 40, and he's able to hold on to the ball. It came out at the end. He was down.
Yeah.
He was down, and the officials are on it.
But you love to see that just second effort there, waiting for the whistle. If the ref wasn't anywhere close, that would have been up for discussion if that was on the ground or not.
Yeah, it looked pretty clear like he was down. We'll take another look at it. The replay brought to you by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. Caden Bush has done just about everything, and he's probably going back out there at quarterback. Yeah, he's got a hold of it before he goes, or when he goes down, rather.
I think if you're Garrett here, you might just have one more shot to the end zone.
Garrett still has all 3 of their timeouts. Handoff will go to Aiden Reed. He runs it to the left, and he's dragged down. Connor Fish with the open field tackle. Garrett still has all 3 of their timeouts. Not using one yet. They're going hurry up. Rolling to the right is Bush. He's going to throw on the run. It's incomplete. That was well off the mark. Looking for Lewis. 23:48 left on the clock, or excuse me, 23.44. 23.4 seconds is what's left on the clock. Well, the incompletion stops the clock. It allows Garrett to save their timeouts. I'm surprised they didn't use one after the run for no gain.
Yeah.
3rd and 10 coming up here. Guzman in motion. Bush going downfield. And that's way off the mark, looking for Hogel. Well, the ball's at the 37-yard line. If they were to try a field goal from here, it would be a 54-yarder.
NEC news. Angola ties it up on a 59-yard touchdown play. 21-21, 4:37 in the third quarter.
Garrett's going to go for it. This is 4th and 10. We've got 18.6 seconds left to play. This is an interesting call here because if you don't get it, Central Noble gets the ball back with great field position. To the right goes Bush. Going to throw on the run, and that's way too high. Everybody was covered. Gagne was covered. Guzman was covered. And the Railroaders turn it over on downs. 12.37 seconds are left here in half number 1. Central Noble doesn't have any timeouts. They will take over, though, at the 37-yard line. So if they can work the sideline, they might be able to set up maybe a Hail Mary pass.
Maybe. And we know they can get the ball down there.
Fletcher calling out to somebody. I know he's just getting the play, I think. Play clock's down to 6. Down to 4. They don't have any timeouts left. They got a guy late getting out there. That's going to be a penalty. Delay of game. Kane Forker was late getting out there, and I guess that's what the confusion was. I was looking over here thinking, what's Fletcher waiting for? He's waiting for his offensive lineman to get out there. Well, 12.4 or not, that's not what you want to have happen.
No, you do not.
Especially with no timeouts.
Yeah, because you're only going to go backwards from there.
Central Noble will kick off to start the second half. Clock is running. Fletcher sets up the check down to Fish. He's trying to get to the sideline, and he can't. Tackled inbounds. Nick Freeman makes the tackle, and right now the clock is stopped with 1.17 seconds. I thought Central Noble was out of timeouts. What is going on here? They must be saying that the timeout called after the first play was an injury timeout. The initial signal on that play, though, was that the official signal that it was Central Noble who took the timeout, and that's the signal here. So that's the scoreboard here had it as 0 timeouts. Everybody in here had it as 0 timeouts.
Must have called him a special timeout because he's a senior. Injured senior.
As it is, it's 1.2 seconds left to play here in the first quarter or first half. So Central Noble still has a chance to get an extra play, but you got to go a whole 66 yards to the end zone. Now we've seen that Central Noble can throw the ball downfield.
Yeah.
I'm told that Fletcher now has 300 yards passing for the game.
And you would hate to get that huge stat and lose the game. You know, I would be very disappointed in a loss. Let's see what they can do here.
Fletcher, a junior quarterback, 6'4". Everybody shifting. Everybody on the right shifted to the left. Everybody on the left shifted to the right. Fletcher throws short, complete. Ball's out on the ground as they tried the hook and ladder play, but it goes awry, and that's the end of the first half. Fish fell on the football, and that's about all he could do. Well, we're at halftime here at Central Noble High School. Garrett with a 49-21 lead at the break, and we will be right back after this break. You're watching high school football on SummitCitySports.com.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our camera. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
The athletes has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching, Summit City Sports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that, is just here, man. It's really cool.
Developed for athletes of all sports, PSM's Edge training program is a personalized, high-intensity experience designed to help you outperform the competition. Whether you're looking to enhance your speed, strength, power, agility, or overall fitness, our expert training staff will build a program that adapts to your schedule while maximizing your overall performance. Now accepting athletes 12 years old and up. Get started today. Schedule your free evaluation at psmsports.com/edge.
I started playing football when I was 4 years old in the Cup Football League at Leo. My freshman year of high school, I really started to notice that there was something different about how I played compared to what some other people were playing like. So then I started to develop more. I started to see the results, and then being able to go to Iowa was a big opportunity for me. Being able to train here at PSM has really given me an edge over my competitors. Working on my speed, and that's the name of the game nowadays, is who's the fastest guy on the field. Being able to put my body in different positions to allow me to be in the best position during the game. It's so important to not take those days off and just get into a place like PSM where they have flexible hours, and it's good for college athletes to come in and just train.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays. And while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions, together we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.
At PSM Sports Therapy, recovery is more than getting you back to your sport. It's about building a stronger version of you. Our team of experts uses state-of-the-art technology to build personalized care plans that get you healthy and back in action safely. With no physician order needed, contact us directly to receive top-quality care exactly when you need it. Call 260-266-4007. Visit one of our Fort Wayne locations or go to psmsports.com to learn more.
Let her cook, let me cook. Never gave it, I ain't never gave no. Fell out with them, we ain't never make enough. Back for everything I ever lost, I'm on the mission. We turned the whole house into a booth, we in the kitchen. Let her cook. Big low come through frying. Hey, let her cook. Okay. Too much cake out bow. Oh God. Let her cook. All this sauce I'm trying.
The future is what you make it, so make it matter. At the University of St. Francis, we'll help you build a purposeful life, one based on your interests, goals, and desire to make the world a better place. Learning is personal here. You'll be known by name, supported by experts, and connected to professional opportunities. Our Catholic values will inspire you to use your education for the greater good by serving and leading others. Remember, the future is what you make it. Build a life of meaning and purpose at St. Francis. You belong here.
Tired of waiting for a doctor's referral to start physical therapy? At Indiana Physical Therapy, you don't need a prescription. You have the power to choose where you go for expert care. Our experienced therapists will help you get back to doing what you love. With over 19 locations, getting the care you need has never been easier. Take the first step towards a healthier, more active lifestyle. Visit IndianaPT.com to schedule your appointment today.
Indiana Physical Therapy, where people go to get better.
Here, every athlete is one of one. Every day is an opportunity to improve, to become faster, stronger, healthier. That's our commitment. With elite training and expert care, we transform athletes by pushing through challenges and sharing every victory. PSN, you've got goals. We help you get there. Learn more at psmsports.com.
Welcome back to Central Noble High School here in Albion, Indiana. It's the visitors from Garrett who lead at 49-21. And I've got a few replays to show you before we go any further. This was the play that probably turned the momentum because, for the most part, the passing game's been working. But here, Caden Bush gets one of two Railroaders' interceptions.
Yeah, and the turnovers, I mean, there are up to 3 or more turnovers, and that's what the difference is in the scoreboard. Garrett has been able to score on every single turnover, and if they weren't able to score on it, this is a completely different game.
I think it's 4 or 5 if you count the turnovers on downs that Central Noble has had in this game. And in just a moment, we'll show you the touchdown. Here's the first touchdown of the game that Garrett was able to score. These replays brought to you by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. Alex Guzman with a walk-in touchdown, and the offensive line has really done the job. And you have to have a strong offensive line if you're going to run the ball as much as Garrett does.
Yeah, and they went to the same scheme they've had all the years prior, is running the ball because, I mean, it works.
It's the flexbone offense that Garrett runs, and right now they're doing a little senior night recognition as I think these are the maybe not just the cheerleaders, but fall athletes. They did recognize some cheerleaders, but I think it's a combination of different fall athletes, fall seniors being recognized, fall sports seniors, that is.
Right, and a lot of these kids are going to be going to college here. I know they don't want to be saying it, but it's going to be a stressful part of the senior year coming up for the seniors. You know, SAT scores, all that stuff.
Well, I heard that one or two of the students here is going to college to study marine biology. Yeah. Well, that's an interesting field to study. But if you like nature, if you like the sea life and sea creatures, that's a great field to get into. It's probably going to require a lot of time out on the water, which time out on the water can be fun. But you also got to make sure that you got the right scuba gear and that you've got enough oxygen in that scuba. And no, I say that not from experience. Even though I'm from Florida, I don't have any experience in marine biology, but obviously there's a lot you got to pay attention to with marine biology. Obviously knowledge about the sea and the creatures in it, in addition to all the other stuff.
And all the creatures you don't know about.
That's just exactly. Well, they had some Senior Day recognition before the game got started, and they continue the Senior Day recognition here as there's 6 minutes and 43 seconds and counting on the halftime clock. Now, they will put an extra 3 minutes on that clock to give these kids a chance to warm up. We'll be back in just a matter of moments. You're watching high school football on SummitCitySports.com.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcasts. When the Homestead Girls Golf Team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays. And while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions, together we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.
We're back here in Albion, Indiana, as Garrett leads Central Noble 49-21. Got a few bills that we got to pay here. Earn your edge this season. PSM's Edge Training Program maximizes your athleticism through personalized performance training to reach your goals and get you to the next level. Visit ParkviewSportsMedicine.com/edge to schedule your free consultation. The 12,000 Hoosier men and women with Laborers District Council and affiliated local unions that build Indiana, we are LIUNA. Specialists in design, build, mechanical, and refrigeration. Visit TJWindustrial.com. Online degree programs at the University of St. Francis are built for convenience and flexibility. Most degrees can be completed in 12 months. Visit online.sf.edu. Sioka Cleaning and Restoration, providing commercial cleaning services, including janitorial, water damage, and state-of-the-art disinfecting services throughout Northeast Indiana. Jolly Law Firm is the area's best criminal defense firm, helping to defend the accused from the government. Whether you're facing an OWI or any other criminal accusation, Jolly Law Firm is the answer. Well, Garrett's going to get the ball to start the second half. And, there at the end of the first half, we saw Garrett throw the ball a lot more, even though they had all 3 of their timeouts, didn't end up using any of them, trying to get in position to score a touchdown to make it a 5-score game. But they're supposed to get the ball to start the second half. You would think that they're probably going to go back to what's been working for them on offense, keep running the football.
Yeah, you're going to, with a big lead like this and with just a score away from a running clock, you're going to play conservative because you don't want to go off script and just beat yourself on the line. So, yeah, stick with the run game if you're Garrett. But I don't see him really needing to use the pass game unless it's a long third down.
Now, Caden Bush does have a couple of touchdown passes. I believe he's rushed for a touchdown as well. Interesting note here from Josh Butts, one of our cameramen. Huntington North had to punt on 4th and 45 due to multiple holding penalties, and the punter still was able to kick it from the 30 to the 30. So, 4th and 45, how often do you see that at any level of football?
That's incredible. I would assume that might be a lot of penalties.
A whole lot of penalties it would have to be. I'm told that it's 13-3 at halftime. Now, that's the most recent update we got from the Snyder Northside game. We'll be checking on some other scores in the area as well. Of course, you got Dwenger taking on Southside, and I believe Dwenger, if they win that game, they can clinch at least a share of the SAC, or at least a share of the SAC A division.
And then Homestead and Concordia. Homestead's up 21-0.
Yeah, Dwenger defeated Homestead in the regular season. They also defeated Carroll. Dwenger's up 21-6 now, so we've got that further update that we can give you. Also, Northrop with a big lead over Wayne. They had a 33-0 lead earlier, and that's still the case as they're either in the third quarter or just now starting the third quarter. Yeah, I think they're just in the third quarter. At Huntington North, New Haven score looks like it was 28-7. They are at a break right now.
Yeah.
So I'll have to check on that in a little bit.
You say the Northside game?
Northside, 20-3. Yeah, I was just about to pull that one up. Actually, I think we've got a more recent update. We do have a more recent update. It's 20-10.
Oh, gotcha.
So Snyder has gotten a touchdown with the third quarter winding down. So they'll be going into the fourth over at Chambers Field. I think the Legends, if I'm not mistaken, are trying to get to 7-2 on the season in Division B of the SAC. Here it's 49-21, and of course East Noble is going for an undefeated regular season. Plan to check on that score in a little bit. Back after this on SummitCitySports.com.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays, and while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions, together we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.
Well, 49-21 here is the score. We do have a score from East Noble. It's 54-0 East Noble at halftime over the Belmont Braves. That's the 8-0 Knights against the 0-8 Braves. So East Noble trying to finish off an undefeated regular season. They've already capped off an NE8 title for the third year in a row. They've won it outright now for 2 years in a row. They won a share of that title 2 years ago with New Haven and Leo. That was a New Haven team that was absolutely loaded. And it looks like I'm seeing a 14-10 Louisville lead over Miami, a little Friday night college football down in South Florida. So the Hurricanes are on the ropes there, but they got a whole nother half to play, and a lot can happen in a whole half of football between two really good teams from the ACC. Well, I think the kids are in their extra warm-up period, so we'll come back. They've got 4 minutes on the clock. 4 minutes on the clock for this extra warm-up period. Well, anyway, we'll take a break and be back in the next minute. You're watching high school football on SummitCitySports.com.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcast. When the Homestead girls golf team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays, and while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions, together we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.
49-21, the Garrett Railroaders with the lead over the Central Noble Knights. Well, the Garrett run game has been solid tonight. The defense has come up with some plays. Now, as I say that, Central Noble's been able to move the football in the passing game pretty well. Just turnovers and penalties and various other things have hurt them. But if Central Noble can get a stop on this upcoming Railroaders possession, they've got a chance to make this game a little bit more intriguing.
Yeah, and those turnovers, they were on right in a row, and Central Noble has cleaned it up a little bit, especially in the pass game. I mean, I think both of their turnovers in the air were later scored, so that's 14 points you could take off. In a way, this game is a little close. They just need to stick with their pass game, protect the quarterback on their right side a little bit. They're starting to fatigue there. But let's see how Central Noble capitalizes in the second half.
Got an update here. Churubusco has defeated Fairfield. Did I hear 27-0, 37-0, 27-0? They're done at Churubusco, which isn't too far away from here at Central Noble. I actually had to drive through Churubusco to get here to Albion, as I imagine you probably did too, Jake.
Yep, right through Turtletown. Does anybody know the story of why they're called Turtle? It has to be an obvious story to it.
I do know that they have the turtle race every year. At least I think they do.
Oh my goodness, that sounds exciting.
My cousin lives in Columbia. My cousin lives in Columbia City, and I can't remember if this is correct or not. But I think she said that she's maybe some of her kids have. She's either taken her kids to watch that, or maybe they've competed in that. I don't know. I could be totally wrong about that.
So turtle racing in Churubusco is a big thing. I've been sure it's on ESPN somewhere. ESPN 3 tonight. Catch your.
Maybe they'll put it on ESPN one of these days in the near future. I did hear that. I think it's the national cornhole competition where the grand prize is like $500,000.
Yeah. There's like every sport you can think of.
That's a pooch kick to start out the second half, and it goes out of bounds.
I think any sport you can think of is on ESPN. I know this is so funny to say, but at 2 o'clock to 3:30, there's professional juggling on ESPN 2 and 3. And it's actually, when you can't sleep and you need something to watch, it's quite interesting. It's kind of like a Guitar Hero, where they're not just throwing it whatever. They got to actually throw certain throws, certain whatever they're throwing, like pins, whatever. It's very, very planned out and very interesting at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning.
Well, the Garrett Railroaders will start this drive from their own 43-yard line. They'll have Carter Frieden in the backfield. Or Fielden, I beg your pardon. Josh Hogle is the lone wide receiver to the near side. Guzman goes in motion. It's Lewis who gets the carry. Check that. That is Frieden.
Oh, my
Did the ball come out? He kept on fighting.
Yeah.
He kept on fighting. He got back to the 46-yard line. I thought he got to the 46 before his forward progress is stopped. We'll see where they spot this. Because his forward progress was stopped, and he kept on moving.
Yeah, they shouldn't put it back. Yeah,
They do mark the ball at the 46, so that's a 3-yard gain for Fielden. Just one play into the third quarter here. 11:23 left to go in quarter number 3. And I think that's Lewis in the slot.
Counter.
It's Guzman off the right side, and Guzman bounces it and picks up the first down. Guzman down the sidelines, out of bounds across the 30.
I mean, he gets so faster when he gets into that second level. There is no stopping him.
Offensive line able to create for him. Got a 21-21 tie between DeKalb and Leo.
Oh, my goodness. And that's for second place, right, for the NE8?
Yeah, that's for second place. DeKalb and Leo, their only conference losses so far coming against East Noble. I think I mentioned this earlier. East Noble, when I last checked, had a 54-0 lead over the Belmont Braves. A handoff, that's Lewis. And Lewis is going to be pushed back for a short gain. He got to about the 26. 7:24 left in regulation over there in DeKalb County. Connor Fish and Stephen Lawson Jr. combined to make the tackle. They'll call that a 4-yard gain, so 2nd down and 6. And the clock keeps on running, which there's still a lot of clock left to go here in quarter number 3. 10:32 on that clock. Of course, we'll have regional soccer tomorrow on Summit City Sports Live from Kokomo. You'll have girls soccer between Homestead and Hamilton Southeastern.
That's
off the left side, broken tackle. Fielden, the stiff arm. Can he get there? Fielden looking for the goal line. He's close, very close. He's in. Oh, no. Flag comes down. His helmet came off at the end of the play. Did he take it off himself? I'm pretty sure if you take your helmet off in the field of play, it's unsportsmanlike conduct. Flag came out at the end. The officials are going to discuss this. Here's a look at the replay brought to you by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. That was a great run by Fielden. Great stiff arm as well to get himself free. We'll get the call from the official. He was down short of the goal line. After the play was over, personal foul against Central Noble.
So it might have been on the hit when he was going down. It might have been a late hit because his helmet, like you said, did come off.
So this basically is going to move the ball up to maybe the 1 foot line or 1/2 foot line. Caden Bush looking to go under center. And now whistles are blowing everything dead. Did a flag come in from the near side? Yeah, flag came in. And this is on Central Noble again.
I didn't quite see it.
Offsides was the call, so you can't move the ball much.
No.
Bush going to sneak it, and he's in for the touchdown. $9:51 left to go here in the third quarter, and the extra point coming up. Jaden Conrad on to kick it. They get it down. It looks good, and it is good. 56-21. So with that, the Railroaders will go up by 35 points.
Let's see here. We had a update on the Snyder game. Snyder scores a 4-yard touch pass, and it's 6:12 left in the game. Snyder's just down 3 to Northside, 20-17.
That's a close game there at Chambers Field. Now, after extra points, they usually stop the clock, even in a running clock situation. They haven't started it yet. So they'll start it on the kickoff, it looks like. But another look at this touchdown. Well, first, here's a look at the run that set it up. Carter Fielden with a stiff arm to get himself free, and then we'll see at the end of the play. And they might have gotten that flag on Eli Antunes for ripping off Fielden's helmet.
So he just ripped his helmet off there. My goodness.
And after the kickoff, we'll show you the Caden Bush touchdown. I believe Bush has 2 rushing touchdowns in addition to 2 passing touchdowns and an interception. And again, the clock will start on the kickoff. 9:51 left. It's an angled kick. It will be returned from the 31-yard line. And he's carried out of bounds on the return, and a flag comes in. That's going to be called a late hit on Guzman. The return by Leland Bolette. So that'll be extra yardage added onto the penalty. A penalty is going to stop the clock with 9 minutes and 33 seconds. Does help Central Noble a little bit, but they still need 5 scores to get back and tie this game, that is.
It's week 9. I mean, it's any given Friday. If you're hungry to not have your season end next week, you might want to get it in the gear here and run your best plays that you got.
Central Noble is scheduled to play at Adams Central next Friday night. Garrett is scheduled to play at Fairfield, part of Sectional 26. They got to mark this off from the spot of the foul, which would be the 39-yard line, so they should mark it off to the 49. Wait, were there offsetting penalties? Check that, offsetting penalties. So they're not going to move the ball. They're just going to keep it where it is. So Central Noble got called for a dead ball foul. Fletcher will operate out of the shotgun. He takes the snap, throws across the middle, and that's incomplete. Aiden Reed broke it up at the last second.
And that's such a dangerous pass, throwing it right in the middle of the field with the coverage there. He's lucky his head didn't get crushed.
2nd down and 10 after the incompletion. Of course, the clock running, with the running clock, the incompletion does not stop the clock. Again, Garrett on the road next week to take on Fairfield in the first round of sectionals. Central Noble will be on the road to take on Adams Central down in Decatur. 2nd down and 10. That's Kleberg who goes in motion. Pressure comes, pass is complete. That's Antunes, and he's dropped after a short gain. He got about 2. Aiden Reed, Aiden Hunt, and Blake Lewis in around the tackle. They'll call it a gain of a yard as Central Noble looks to move the chains here on 3rd down and 9. East Noble still leading Belmont 54-0. They've now played through 3 quarters over there in Kendallville. Quick throw, incomplete. Ooh. And I tell you what, Xander Martin had a chance to pick that off. It looked like it ended up landing right on his shin.
You know, I know the score is not in their favor, and I know he's made a couple mistakes already, but he does look comfortable back there as a junior. I know he's had some pass, but especially on your record, he's looking better than what their record and what their team looks. He does look comfortable in points. And you hope there's a lot of offensive linemen coming back because the chemistry with the O-line and your quarterback is just so important.
He got the ball out quick on that last play. It's just there wasn't anything to be had.
Yeah.
That's Fish going in motion. Fletcher, flag, appeared to come flying in. The ball's batted behind the line and incomplete. Apparently that was not a flag.
I think there's a ball being thrown. I saw that too. Yeah, I saw that too, and I'm like, I don't know what the flag's going to be on that one.
Well, that's a turnover on downs. Garrett's going to take over as the clock continues to move down to 6:06. Huntington North now leading 35-7 over New Haven, and New Haven for a while put together a good battle with East Noble last week, but then the Knights closed them out.
Yeah.
And it looks like they've closed out Belmont pretty early. As the Knights going for an undefeated regular season. Well, I hate to be rash, but I think I can say East Noble's going to get that undefeated regular season unless some insane miracle happens. Handoff straight up the middle, and that's Fielden going to the house. Touchdown, Railroaders. The Railroaders will keep that train a-rolling. Carter Fielden, who had the big run that set up the touchdown on Garrett's last drive, takes that one in for 6 on the first play from scrimmage. Clock will not stop until the extra point is kicked. It's ticked all the way down to 4:50, and it'll keep on ticking until the extra point either goes through or goes wide. And it does go through, 63-21. Clock stops with 4:34 left, and Carter Fielden had a wide open lane to run through. This Garrett offensive line doing a great job. Fielden, he's 6'1", 195 pounds. He's a big dude running with the football.
Yeah.
And he just took that to the house. Officially, it goes as a 40-yard touchdown run for Carter Fielden as I check the replay there. And that Snyder Northside game had become quite close. We'll check on it here in just a second. Northside was up 20-3, and then Jake, you checked earlier, and it was 20-17. It might still be. Yep, it's 20-17, and Northside's got a man down. $35-7 in favor of Huntington North over New Haven. Jaden Conrad on to kick it away. It's a low kick, fielded at about the 25. And on the return, it's Kleberg, and Kleberg takes it out to the 44-yard line. We've got an update from DeKalb. Leo had the lead. They do still have the lead, but DeKalb did just score, so it's 28-27.
Wow.
So the Barons will be kicking for a game-tying extra point.
And I think DeKalb going into, I mean, I know they had a lot coming back, but huge surprise in any hate this year. And all around, they have a lot of playmakers. I mean, going on both sides of the ball. I think they had a lot of players last year who were able to come back. And just the camaraderie that DeKalb has, one of their best seasons in a long time.
Barons are going to play Columbia City next week in Waterloo. Fletcher will set up the screen. Dancing to the inside, Connor Fish. He continues to work his way around. Stays on his feet. How about that play? And Connor Fish is still up and still going.
Oh, ball's out.
Ball comes out.
Oh.
Recovered by the Railroaders. What a great run, but it ends in a turnover. Easton Roush with the recovery.
That was such a good run.
Are they saying he was down? That's what Central Noble is lobbying, but Garrett has their offense coming back out. The officials are discussing things. And it looks like Central Noble is going to lose the argument.
Brian, the coach down there, is arguing.
Here's a look at the replay. This is a great run by Fish. Again, it just happens to end with the fumble. You see him carrying the ball out away from his body like that. That's dangerous.
Yeah, update on the DeKalb game, 28-28 now with 3:22 left.
So they did get the extra point.
Updated us on that one.
And by the way, on the replay, it looked like he was not down before the ball came out. And again, Easton Roush with the recovery. That's Wyatt Hefty in at quarterback. He'll hand to Xander Martin. And Martin will turn it upfield. He's got room to run, but then a big hit and the ball comes out again. And it's recovered by the Cougars. We've got a flag on the play as well. I thought the Cougars recovered it. We'll see what the penalty is. If it's on Garrett, this play would stand as a fumble. Looks like Garrett's bringing the defense back out there. So it looks like this is going to be on the Railroaders. I'll take a look at the replay, see what we can see here. Maybe a hold, I'm not sure.
Maybe a blindside tackle, maybe. Or blindside something.
Blindside block, perhaps?
Yeah. From what I was seeing from over here. But
face mask.
Oh, wow.
They called it against Central Noble. So this is going to be Garrett football.
Wow.
Unless it's on the tackle, somebody trying to make a tackle.
And Snyder just scored with 3:18 left on a 35-yard touchdown pass. They're up 24-20 on north side.
Well, if Snyder can win that game, that'll be a huge way to maybe not really save their season, but a great close to it.
Yeah.
So Garrett gets bailed out by the penalty. Fake handoff there, and Hefty's going to take it. Takes it across the 30-yard line. I believe that's the younger brother of Calder Hefty, the former starting quarterback for the Railroaders. Hefty was the starter the last 2 years for Garrett, including that huge sectional playoff win against Heritage 2 years ago, and then that sectional championship run a year ago, and not only regional championship as well, where they beat West Noble in the sectional final and then beat Knox in the regional final.
And who would have known Knox would be the team that they are this year with their quarterback leading the nation in rushing yards.
Another handoff, and this time the Cougars read it well, but that might be a first down. That was a good second effort by Jordan Porter, the freshman.
It definitely looked short from here.
They are moving the sticks. He just lowered his shoulder right into the tacklers. He needed 2 yards, and it looks like that's exactly what he got. That's a freshman taking on that front line, and the freshman won the battle. Garrett will have to run one more play before the end of the third quarter. There's about 3 more seconds, maybe 2 more seconds on the game clock than there is on the play clock. Hefty to throw for the first time, and that's complete. Very close to another first down. This one's going to be short. And the catch is made by Drew Zimmerman. And that takes us to the end of the third quarter. 63-21 in favor of Garrett. We're back after this on SummitCitySports.com.
Here, every athlete is one of one. Every day is an opportunity to improve, to become faster, stronger, healthier. That's our commitment. With elite training and expert care, we transform athletes by pushing through challenges and sharing every victory. PSN, you've got goals. We help you get there. Learn more at psmsports.com.
Let her cook, let me cook. Never gave it. I ain't never gave no. Fell out with them. We ain't never making up. Back for everything I ever lost. I'm on the mission. We turned the whole house into a booth. We in the kitchen. Let her cook. Big low come through frying. Hey, let her cook. Okay. Too much cake out bow. Oh God. Let her cook. All this talk.
Well, we begin the fourth quarter with Garrett leading 63-21. It will be a running clock situation. Wyatt Hefty is in the game at quarterback, and he reverses his field, turns it upfield, and gets the first down. He almost gave up yardage, but still ended up moving the chains. Well, how about the second effort there by Wyatt Hefty? Call it a second effort. He wasn't really contacted, but he started out going backwards. We'll show it to you here on the Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning replay. You see, he's going way backwards. He went backwards about 5 yards and then turned it upfield to gain 5. Toss play, right side. Getting to the outside was Dylan Chisholm, and Chisholm turns it upfield. There is a flag down. It sits at the line of scrimmage. Chisholm still fighting and takes it all the way down to the 36-yard line. We've got a man down for Central Noble. He's back up. That was Stephen Lawson. Now he's hobbling. He's going to get to the sideline, but in the meantime, we do have a flag down. That was a great run by Chisholm, but it looks like it's coming back. It's holding. Dylan Chisholm's a freshman, and he just kept his feet moving against that contact.
Yeah, there's been a lot of freshmen tonight making a name for themselves, and just in this game alone. Excited to see what they bring in next year to their own squads.
We're seeing the replay from ESPN that Carson Beck was able to make a throw against some pressure. Looked like a good throw.
And he was roughing the passer, too, I believe.
And I don't know exactly where Carson Beck will land in the draft next year, but I got to imagine that he'll probably be a good fit for some NFL organization. Now it's Adrian Porter in at quarterback, and the lefty throws downfield, and that was almost picked off. Porter Kleberg had a beat on it.
It is a very interesting quarterback class this year, especially with Mendoza from Indiana coming off a win against Oregon. He might have just locked himself as the number one overall pick.
Well, that was Porter's first pass of the game. What's now 2nd and 20. Porter will fake the handoff. Now he looks to run, and he's got no time at all. Cooper Abbott Carter with the tackle. And now flags come in at the end of the game. Things are getting chippy.
Something was definitely said to make the ref pull it because there was no extra hits or anything. If someone might have mouthed off, or because he looked very agitated.
We've got under 9 minutes to go in regulation. Face mask against Central Noble. I think that's 2 personal fouls against Central Noble. First one was a face mask. Second one he just marked as a personal foul, maybe unnecessary roughness.
I think someone was saying something right in front of him because that ref turned around pretty quick after something was said behind his back, and he was not afraid to pull that flag out.
He's going to signal it again. So, yeah, we got the face mask there on Central Noble.
Taunt.
Dead ball personal foul against Central Noble. So I think that's going to be an automatic first down for Garrett. Clock is ticked down to 7:54. Yeah, that's definitely a first down. They marked it all the way to the 40-yard line. So they marked off both penalties. And with 7.5 minutes left to go, Garrett will keep the drive going. Jordan Porter, the freshman, is the back. Adrian Porter is the quarterback. Hand off to Chisholm, and Chisholm is dropped behind the line, way back at the 45. He lost 5 on the play. Caleb Sloan in on that tackle, along with Jackson Schultz. They could have a fun finish over in Waterloo, as when we last heard, Leo and DeKalb were tied at 28. I'll be checking in on that in just a moment. Yeah, they're still tied. It's in the fourth quarter, and DeKalb's got the football.
How much time's left?
I don't see how much time is left. The stop behind the line. That's Sloan again in on that tackle, this time with help from Lucas Roush, as the clock ticks down under 6.5. 3rd down and 15 coming up for the Railroaders. Well, Snyder Northside had turned into a pretty good game. And it looks like Snyder's got the ball with 1:22 left. Northside's got 2 timeouts. Snyder's got a 2nd down, so the Panthers really trying to run the ball and make Northside think about using those timeouts. Inside 5 minutes to go. Play clock is down to 12. It's Porter Check that. It's Adrian Porter, so it is Porter. I thought it was Jordan Porter, but no, it was Adrian Porter. He picks up 2, so it's going to be 4th down and long. Well, chances are the Railroaders will let this clock tick down under 5 minutes before they snap it. So they may not get a first down here, but whether they do or not, the clock's going to keep on running.
And, I mean, if they wanted to, they wouldn't really need to run a play ever again.
But well, obviously, you've got the play clock
right.
that tells you have to run a play. Adrian Porter will go under center. I think we've only seen him throw the ball once, maybe twice at this point. Porter wants to throw it here. He's going downfield to the sideline, and it's caught! What a catch! Pulled in by Aiden Masick. Adrian Porter, the 5'10" freshman QB, put it up there for Masick, and he pulled it down.
And again, there was definitely a mismatch on height on that one-on-one there.
Masick standing in at 6'1", and he's able to pull that ball down in some tight coverage. Down to 4:14 and counting. It's Jordan Porter who gets the carry, running up the middle, and he's got Jace Hannell trying to push him forward, one of his linemen. Well, clock's ticking down at Chambers Field, and it's been a long time since Northside's won a home game against Snyder, and they're not going to do it tonight. Snyder has defeated Northside.
Wow.
24-20, the final over there at Chambers Field.
Wow.
So in a year where you would think that Northside would at least be favored against Snyder, and they probably were, Snyder ends up knocking them off.
Yeah, and they end a 4-game losing streak, and they just came back. Wow.
You wonder what kind of run the Panthers are going to put together in the postseason, and how will that momentum carry over into next season, if it does at all. Braden Huff is the back. He'll get the call, and Huff battling for the goal line, and he did not get there. Braden Huff, another freshman. So the young guys getting their chance to play here in garbage time. 42-point lead for the Railroaders, and they won't have to snap this ball until there's about, well, almost 2.5 minutes on the clock. Right now the clock is at 2:48. The play clock just ticked down to 15 seconds. Third and goal from the 1. It's Huff off the left side. Can he get there?
He's pushed
I don't
back.
think he did.
He's
pushed back, and he's just inches short of the goal line. Central Noble going for a goal line stand. This clock's going to tick down under 2 minutes.
That was a great stop on second down there. Their whole defensive line just swarmed around the ball carrier and destroyed the line there. You wish you would have saw that earlier this year or earlier today. But it's good to get those stops in the red zone. Helps your stat out a little bit.
Well, the clock ticks down under 2 minutes as Adrian Porter waits to take this next snap. He's letting some time run off the play clock before he does. It's going to be a quarterback sneak. Second effort, and he is in. Adrian Porter, the freshman, with the QB sneak touchdown.
And at the beginning, it looked like he might have been stopped there, but the second effort from the Railroaders got him in there.
Adrian Porter. That's the second time today we've seen a QB sneak touchdown. The old school QB sneak, if you will. Just line up under center, run it straight ahead, and let the O-line do their work. Here's the replay. Yeah, he was stopped at first. You're right about that, Jake, as flags come in on this extra point.
And like I said, I thought they stopped him, but great movement on the O-line.
Brody DeBoard, the freshman, is on to kick the extra point. Clock's still running. He hasn't kicked the PAT yet. They'll decline the penalty. Would have been offsides. Well, DeKalb has taken the lead against Leo. It's 31-28 over there in Waterloo. The extra point wobbles, and it's short. Well, I think I can say this now. Garrett was going for the 70-point mark, and they come up just a little bit short. There's 27.04 seconds left, so this game is well in the books. Garrett's going to go to 4-5 to close out the regular season, and then playoffs come your way next. Railroaders go to Fairfield next Friday night, and the Cougars will go on the road to play Adams Central. That Adams Central team 8-0 on the season in Class 2A. They're playing Woodland tonight, so haven't heard any update on the score there. Woodland led by Brock Rohrbacher, and that's where Chris Albertson, the head coach for the Railroaders, used to coach football, and he used to coach wrestling over there as well. This ball's going to be kicked off by the Railroaders. Central Noble has to get their kick return team out there.
The final of the Woodland AC game, 57-18.
I'm guessing that's AC with the win.
Yes, yep, sorry.
There's Woodland led by head coach Brock Rohrbacher. I believe he officially took over at Woodland last year, so he's in his second year at the helm for the Warriors. Warriors have had some good players in recent years. It looked like they might be headed in the right direction, but they've been struggling.
Yeah, it's crazy to think just 10 years ago they were competing for a 2A state championship.
It's a little pooch kick, bobbled and then picked up by Kleberg. And Kleberg reversing his field. He'll go down way back at the 30-yard line, and we'll see if Central Noble can get a playoff before the clock runs out. Again, Central Noble goes to Adams Central next Friday. Garrett will go on the road to Fairfield, and they're not going to run another play. This clock's just going to run to all zeros. That Fairfield team, 3-5. Taking on Churubusco, so it might be 4-5 or it might be 3-6 by now, as the Busco Eagles have had a pretty good season this year. But we are at a final here in Albion, Indiana. Garrett winning 69-21. The Garrett Railroaders are your winner today, and it's time to award our Parkview Sports Medicine Player of the Game. I'm going to give it to Caden Bush. 2 touchdown passes. I think he had a couple of rushing touchdowns, an interception, and I know there were a lot of other plays that he made over the course of this game. So Caden Bush going to be our Parkview Sports Medicine Player of the Game.
Yeah, I agree with you. The plays he made were made early, and that was definitely what made them pull away very early with those 2 interceptions. It was just a great game, especially you enter the playoffs 4-5. So if you look at 4-5, there was a lot of games that Garrett played this year that could have went in their favor. A couple one possession games that they lost. So it's going to be interesting to see Garrett how they enter playoff play. I'm sure they're going to be successful.
And we do have a final from DeKalb County. The DeKalb Barons defeat the Leo Lions 31-28. What a huge win for Ryan Robertson, the first-year head coach of the Barons.
Wow.
But here in Central Noble, it's Garrett who wins it 69-21, and they go to 4-5 on the season. They'll go to Fairfield next week, and that's going to do it from here in Albion. For Jake Havlin and Oscar Harrison, this is Thad Goff saying so long from Albion, Indiana. 69-21 the final. The Railroaders win it. You've been watching high school football on SummitCitySports.com. Good night, everybody.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcast. When the Homestead Girls Golf Team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays, and while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions, together we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.
If you're on there and it's a home game, I got you some AC merch you can have. Because I have more than probably anybody I know, which is really sad. Very small school. My class was, well, our class, I guess, wasn't the smartest, but we had 100% graduation.